This is a kind of new old Irish-Italian take on mashed potatoes a friend of mine from Liguria told me about earlier this year. It's mashed potatoes with dandelion greens. Very spring and very interesting. It's really Italian. It's from Liguria, in fact, the northern part of Italy, where a friend of mine and I were sitting and eating, and he just described it to me, and I thought, I can't wait to get home and try this. Dandelion greens, potatoes, olive oil, breadcrumbs. What could be wrong? And it's Irish because it's green and because it's potatoes. I mean, it's not really Irish. But it's a very nice take on mashed potatoes. It reminded me of when I was a kid taking mashed potatoes and mushing them up with horrible canned peas. Only this is taking mashed potatoes and combining it with dandelion greens, which are bitter and strong and really powerful food and delicious food, and olive oil, which we didn't have when I was a kid, really. So take 2 potatoes, not a lot, 2 sizable potatoes, but you're not going to eat 6 potatoes here. And boil them, peel them and boil them until they're tender. This task of fishing out all the potatoes is only happening this way because I'm going to use the same water to cook the dandelions. A big bunch of dandelions. If the stems are really tough, you can get rid of them. These are kind of nice, actually. Into the same water that you cook the potatoes in. Should have some salt in there. And 1 minute, 2, until they're tender. Then you're going to drain them, maybe rinse them under cold water to make them easier to handle. Chop them up a little bit and finish mashing them with the potatoes, which we can start on here. So figure, I'm going to say a 1/4 cup of olive oil, by which I mean probably a 1/2 cup. I mean, if you're used to mashed potatoes with butter and you've never had mashed potatoes with olive oil, it's already a magnificent change. Not that I have anything against butter, but this is really nice. You don't want whipped potatoes here. You just want a nice coarse mash. One of the things I like about this dish is this nice combination of potatoes with greens. You're using only 2 potatoes, so it's not going to be mounds and mounds, and then with them you're getting all the benefits, as it were, of these dark leafy greens, which are arguably among the best foods you can possibly eat. But the thing I really like about this is that it tastes great. So I cooked the greens until they were tender, drained them, rinsed them under cold water so I could handle them. You could, of course, just let them sit for a while. Squeeze them more or less dry. Don't have to be perfectly dry. I like this because it's only 2 potatoes, not a huge mound of mashed potatoes, and it's combined with this wonderful food, dandelions. But mostly, it's about that I like it because it tastes great. So it's fine to try to find so-called healthier ways to eat, but the bottom line has still got to be that what you're eating, that you want to eat, what it is you made. Okay, now this is going to go, you could serve this way, of course, but I'm putting it in a baking dish, ramekin, whatever you want to call it. Anything oven-proof will work here. These should be moist. The potatoes not, as I said, not whipped, but kind of chunky. The whole thing shouldn't be wet. If it seems too dry, add some more olive oil or some of the cooking liquid is fine also. And then some breadcrumbs on top, about a cup. And then we're going to run this under the broiler for less than 2 minutes, because when I ran it under the broiler the other day for 2 minutes, I burned it. So we'll run it under the broiler for a minute or 2. There we go. That's pretty nice. Obviously, I have nothing against potatoes, but if you're looking for a way to avoid eating a pound of them at a time in an interesting new form, this is it.